Hey, thanks for purchasing a prone hammer down, or a PHD as we call them. I'm gonna run you through how we set them up real quick and how we fish them. So first off, when you purchase a PHD, you get a frame, an HT rod, and a hardware bag. So the rod this year, they've actually upgraded. In the past, they used this similar rod. We loved them, they went away from them, and now they're back, so we're excited to give these to you guys again. They do come pre-spooled with a foam bobber. I believe it's 8-pound test and a gold hook. If you want to use that, go for it. It's already on. I'd recommend that for larger game like bass and pike. But what I'll do right away is I'll re-spool it with 4-pound test to fish for crappies. So you get a rod, hardware bag, and the upright and the frame. So the frame is the new this year. We've added reflective banding for low light, and you can see it at night. And then in the hardware bag, you get 2 zip ties, 2 key rings, some basic instructions with the QR code. If you scan that code, you're watching this video right now. So let's fast forward. Like I took the rod out of the bag, re-spooled it. I'll show you how to rig it up. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna easily run a zip tie through the key ring, and you wanna fasten that loosely at the fulcrum of the rod, which is just north of the reel, as you can see here. You want to hang this prone or horizontal parallel to the ice for the optimum bite indicator. So all you do is you snug it up. You want it to be able to move it in case you have a heavier bait. You can slide that back or forth, and then cut off the excess tail. So the way we fish it is just hang it on the key ring, and you want that to be prone with a minnow on, whatever you're fishing with. And so when a fish is on, you'll see if they're biting up, you'll see that rod, the slack comes up because the weight of the lure and minnow are off. Clearly is a fish on. Sometimes you'll see that rod just start to bounce, that minnow gets nervous. And it's true, there's fish coming near it, it's trying to get away, it can't. And all of a sudden you just see that just slightly sit on it. If it's definitely cold out, in a real lethargic bite, you'll see that. Or it'll slowly go down, or what we like to see is what we call hammer down. It'll pound down and it'll pound the ice. I always leave it just the drag loose just a little bit, so that if it's a bigger fish or a pike, can spool line, except for we don't want it to go down the hole, so that's why we leave it a little bit loose. The rod could pop off if the drag is tight. So when a fish is on, you come and I grab it with my thumb and finger, and you set the hook, and then I usually hand line it. You don't have to, but you can use the reel if you'd like, but that's the way I do it. When we set these up, we get out to a spot. What we'll do is we'll drill a grid of holes, and if we find a school of active fish or find fish at all, we set these up right away, and then we start hole hopping around those. We try to keep them 20 to 50 feet apart or closer, so you can at least run to them and get them, because once they hammer down, you want to run over and grab them right away. You will see a ton more action on these than a traditional tip down. You'll see that up bite, that down bite, you'll see something hit and drop, where a traditional stork or regular tip down needs that bite to get it to fall, and it falls free. You can fish this the same way by keeping the zip tie loose, so the rod does fall when it gets action, but we fish them this way. Now I'll show you one more thing, how to fish them with a spinning reel. So in the hardware bag, we gave you an extra key ring and zip tie, and you can get those from any store, probably your garage as well if you have extras. So again, key ring, zip tie, fulcrum of the rod just north of the reel. The reel is the counterweight, it is heavier, that's why we like these inline reels. This weighs in at 2.5 ounces. This is like 6 ounces, this whole frame. And I believe this reel itself is 7 or 8 ounces. So the counterweight here for a fish to pull down is feeling that reel. Can easily fish these though for larger game or with kids. Hang it on just like we did the other one. Keep the drag a little bit looser, so that if a pike or something hits it, you can pull it out, it'll pull. And then you can come over here, tighten the drag a couple clicks, and if you need to let out line to let it take it, you can, and then you set the hook and you can fight it with the spinning reel. I always keep a couple of these rods and those in my rod case, or you can use any of your rods and just keep zip ties and key rings in your backpack or your tackle box. Really flexible. The other thing you can do with zip ties is if it is windy, your rod could be bouncing around, but that is okay because it is creating action under the ice. Your bait is moving more. But if you want to keep your rod from moving, you can put a zip tie on and it'll have 2 points of contact then. We always keep the wind towards the butt of the rod, blowing towards the tip, instead of side to side where it could blow like crazy. Trust me, when this line's in the water, it's pulling that minnow just a little bit. If it's moving 2 feet side to side here, it's maybe a foot in the water, but not a problem. So yeah, that's it. Any questions, please email us, direct message us, Instagram, Facebook, comment on this video, show us your pictures of catching fish, show us with kids. We love it. Thanks again for purchasing a PHD or being interested in a PHD. We hope you have a ton of luck with these on the water this year. We have Packer colors this year, custom, our standard red, black, and orange. And if you're into custom colors, we've got a couple of orders we've made for other customers. Give us a message. You'll find them on our website. Thanks again. Be safe on the water this year and good luck.